Welcome to Fantasy Audiobook, Global Job Change. Starting with The Hidden Job, Lord of the Death, Chapter 51 Lee Mayer's Request. Damn, what's going on? How did Luan break free from the ice crystal? Even a warrior with extremely high resistance will probably take a while to break free after being frozen by the ice crystal, right? And how can he be so fast? He's even faster than me and I'm an archer. The most terrifying thing is his strength. Okay. Didn't you feel that something was wrong when he slashed open that ice wall with his scythe in the beginning? In any case, even as a warrior, my attack power is inferior to his. Is this the undead monarch? A cultivator of both magic and martial arts? This is crazy. When the surrounding students saw Luan break through the ice wall and instantly break free from the ice crystal restraint, they were all stunned. Was this the combat strength a level 10 person could display? Damn, this is too crazy. I remember that the undead monarch cultivates both magic and martial arts. But other than summoning 2 skeletons, I've never seen him use any other spell skills. However, he was able to beat Sha Yunbing up in close combat. I previously thought that giving this Luan third place was very exaggerated. Now, it seems that it's indeed very exaggerated. If he's not first, he's at least second, right? Have more confidence. I think even Bai Miao can't defeat him. Bai Miao frowned slightly as she listened to the surrounding discussion. Seeing Luan's battle process just now, it was the same as his university entrance examination. He had defeated the other party easily and was incomparably powerful. To be honest, if she really faced Luan, she was uncertain whether or not she could win. This was even when she had the strength to back it up. At the side, Bai Yuz was about to cry. This is too unexpected. Is this guy that abnormal? How good would it be if the new student introduction was yesterday? That way, I wouldn't have to change rooms with him. It's over, it's over. I'm going to move from house 2 to house 10 now. Bai Tianyu looked at Bai Yuz carefully. Cousin, I've long said that I'll stay in house 10. It's fine. Change to house 3. The difference is not big. Bai Yuz and Bai Tianyu knew their limits. Previously, they thought that Luan was a necromancer. Even Bai Tianyu felt that Bai Yuz would definitely win. Even after hearing that Luan had a hidden profession, the two of them were only surprised for a moment and did not think that there was any problem with the competition. After all, Luan was only level 10. However, from the looks of it now, there was basically no hope. This Luan had definitely not fully revealed his strength, but he was already extremely troublesome for Bai Yuz. Bai Yuz said with a bitter expression, I've already signed the notary document. I definitely have to stay in house 10. It's fine, brother. Just take it that I've fought for you and got you house 3. Woo woo woo. Bai Miao frowned at the side and said, what room change? Bai Tianyu looked at Bai Yuz and told Bai Miao about the room. Bai Miao raised her eyebrows and then looked at Bai Yuz. Don't withdraw from the competition. When the time comes, use your strongest strength to fight him. It's best if you can force him to use his full strength. This Sha Yunbing had not forced Luan to use his full strength at all. In the future, this Luan would definitely become a powerful opponent for her. Bai Miao would take this time to increase her strength with all her strength. She also wanted to see how powerful this Luan was. With that said, Bai Miao directly turned around and left. This battle was already over. Bai Yuz naturally understood what Bai Miao meant and wanted to cry. Woo woo woo, not only did I lose my house, but I also have to be used by my sister. Why am I so miserable? In the arena, the black bone scythe wrapped in Luan's hand landed on Sha Yunbing's ice armor and instantly broke it. Then, the black bone scythe landed on the armor on Sha Yunbing's body and directly sent the other party flying. At the same time, the array formation on the arena shot out a light that enveloped Sha Yunbing's body and sent him out of the arena. This attack exceeded the limit of what Sha Yunbing could withstand. If Sha Yunbing took it head-on, he would either die or be severely injured. Therefore, the arena protection mechanism was activated to protect Sha Yunbing. Of course, the competition ended with Sha Yunbing losing. After the staff of the notary office verified it, they directly wrote the results of the competition to the notary office. Because the resources the two of them had bet had not been distributed yet, when the resources were distributed, Sha Yunbing's portion would be directly sent to Luan. Sha Yunbing stood rooted to the ground in a daze and had yet to recover. Student Sha, thank you for your resources. Luan smiled at Sha Yunbing and directly turned to leave. The surrounding students also discussed for a while as they slowly dispersed. Sha Yunbing looked at Luan's back, his eyes revealing anger, but then his face turned pale. After fighting, he realized how big the difference was between the two of them. It was so big that he could not even think of revenge. With a simple move, Luan obtained a reward resource ranked 6th, making him very happy. Whistling, Luan returned to the dormitory, prepared to complete today's mission first. At this moment, a voice sounded from behind. Luan. Luan turned around and saw Li Meier chasing after him. Can I help you? Luan raised his eyebrows and could already guess what the other party wanted from him. The other party was probably looking for him because of the post on the forum. Li Meier looked at Luan and said somewhat hesitantly, Luan, I know this is somewhat rude, but I want to ask you for a favor. Luan interrupted Li Meier and said, you're probably talking about the thread you posted on the school forum, right? Sorry, I'm also helpless against the curse of a level 60 high-level undead creature. Li Meier hurriedly said, Luan, I know that you might not be able to do anything, but can I trouble you to come with me? That's my mother. I've already used all the methods I can think of. Now, I can only ask a priest to ease my mother's situation as it can't be eradicated. Luan, your hidden profession is an undead monarch, so you should also be a high-level undead. Perhaps you have a solution. Please. Don't worry, I won't let you come for nothing. Regardless of whether you have a solution or not, I'll still give you 100,000 energy coins as compensation. It seemed that Li Meier was also desperate. Seeing Li Meier's pleading expression, Luan nodded. Then go and take a look. However, don't have too much hope. Li Meier nodded and smiled at Luan. No matter what, thank you, student Luan. Li Meier left the school with Luan and arrived at a neighborhood beside the school. Li Moqing's priest friend was in the Golden Corner Academy. Li Meier's mother could receive treatment here. Compared to the other priests, Li Moqing's priest friend was naturally more reliable and had a cheaper rate. After arriving at Unit 2, Li Meier brought Luan to the 4th floor. He knocked on the door in front of him and quickly heard a pleasant voice. Coming. The door opened, and a fiery body appeared in front of Luan. Global job change. Starting with the hidden job, Lord of the Death, Chapter 52 Checking the Curse. Luan also did not expect to see such a scene when he opened the door. A woman in cool pajamas appeared in front of him. Her black silk-like hair was tied up high, and her oval face was well defined. Her red eyes were agile and lively, revealing a seductive aura. Her round and moist red lips seemed to be tempting him to take a bite. Under her sexy and charming collarbone was a round and snow-white area. The deep ravine in the middle revealed endless maturity and charm. Below her slender waist was her round buttocks, giving off a huge visual impact. The pajamas on her body could only barely cover her proud figure. Every move she made revealed endless charm. In addition, the black tail behind her swayed slightly, revealing a heart-shaped tail, making Luan's throat twitch involuntarily. Aya, Mom, why are you so exposed? Li Meier exclaimed when she saw her mother's outfit. Maggie was also stunned when she saw Luan. Then, she hurriedly said, why didn't you tell me that you had a guest? I thought it was either you or Moqing. This is my classmate, Luan. I'm here to give it to you. Aya, Mom, go and change first. Li Meier looked at her mother and could not help but say. Her mother, Maggie, also reacted and hurriedly entered the house to change. Li Meier also invited Luan in awkwardly. After entering the room, Luan discovered that the surrounding arrangements were basically pink, as if he had entered a girl's world. The room was neither big nor small. The decoration was still relatively exquisite, making it very comfortable. Sitting on the sofa, Luan waited quietly, his expression slightly awkward. After all, he had just seen something he should not have seen. Previously, at Yang Wei's place, Luan had seen the succubus for the first time. Li Meier's mother was clearly also a succubus. However, compared to the succubus he had seen the first time, the charming aura on Li Meier's mother was even more condensed. The first succubus he saw had directly used her charm power on him, and her body emitted an endless charming aura. However, Li Meier's mother had condensed that charming aura in her body. She did not need to deliberately release it. Every move she made was filled with charm. After waiting for a while, Li Meier's mother, Maggie, changed into casual home clothes and came out. Although her long legs were still exposed, it was much better than before. Ahem, student Luan, right. Come, have some tea first. Maggie placed the tea in front of Luan to ease the awkwardness. Thank you, Auntie. Luan nodded and picked up the teacup to take a sip. It was a very fragrant fruit tea. Lee Mayer looked at Maggie and said, Mom, this is my classmate, Luan. He's ranked 3rd among the new students and is also the provincial champion of our Suhong province. Maggie was surprised to hear this. Is that so? How impressive. Mayor, you have to consult him more in the future. Don't just sit around all day. Lee Mayer said angrily, Mom, what do you mean by that? Aya, you've ruined everything. I brought Luan here today to see if he can help you resolve that curse. Maggie was stunned for a moment when she heard Lee Mayer's words. Then, she raised her eyebrows and said, help me resolve the curse. Lee Mayer, what are you talking about? I'm under the curse of a level 60 high-level undead creature. Even if your classmate is the provincial champion, it's impossible for him to do anything. Lee Mayer hurriedly said, Mom, Luan is a hidden profession, the undead monarch. He might have a way to deal with your curse. Let him try. Undead monarch, Maggie frowned, but then she looked at Luan with an awkward expression. Mayor, you also know that the location of my curse mark is somewhat. Lee Mayer directly interrupted Maggie and said, Mom, seriously, your abdomen is not a particularly private place. Moreover, he's only trying to help you. Why are you thinking so much? As a succubus, why are you even more coy than an elf? Maggie said angrily, who told you that succubi have to be very open-minded? How can you say that about me? Lee Mayer also realized that it was inappropriate to speak so directly. She whispered, Mom, don't be angry. I just don't want you to miss this opportunity. Maggie sighed. Sigh, forget it. Since your classmate is an undead monarch, let him take a look. Although Maggie was somewhat surprised that Luan had a hidden profession, the undead monarch, she did not have much hope. After all, how high could the level of a university student who had just finished the university entrance examination be? It was almost impossible for him to deal with a level 60 curse. However, Maggie also knew that her daughter had spent a lot of effort on her curse, so she could not bear to reject her. Then student Luan, follow me to the bedroom to take a look. Maggie looked at Luan and had just opened her mouth when her face turned red. She subconsciously felt that it was not good for her daughter to be here and wanted to let this Luan take a look alone. However, as soon as she spoke, it became even more inappropriate. Her daughter was right here. How could she let her male classmate go to the bedroom with her? Fortunately, Lee Mayer reacted quickly and directly nodded. Yes, Luan, please see if there's a way. Maggie got up and walked to the bedroom. Although Luan also felt that it was somewhat strange, he only wanted to see if there was a way. He stood up and followed behind Maggie. Luan tried his best not to look around. He did not know if it was because Maggie was a succubus, but Luan felt that his mouth was somewhat dry today. Perhaps the weather was too hot today. As his thoughts ran wild, Luan had already been brought to the bedroom. Maggie did not close the door. She looked at Luan's slightly red face and said, student Luan, how do you want to check? This was also Luan's first time and he was completely inexperienced. He pondered for a moment and said, let's see what the curse is first. Maggie did not hesitate to open her shirt. Her white abdomen was exposed in front of Luan. Luan saw a distorted black gas in the center of Maggie's abdomen. This black gas seemed to be embedded in Maggie's skin. It slowly flowed in Maggie's abdomen, forming changing distorted patterns. A dark aura revealed from it, making Luan frown. From the distorted black gas, Luan could clearly sense a dense undead aura. Although he felt that it was impossible for him to remove such a curse, Luan still stretched out his hand to touch it, wanting to sense this undead aura and see if there was any way. Luan immediately felt a warm sensation. Luan's heart skipped a beat. His hand seemed to have slipped. When his palm slid to the location of the black gas, a cold feeling instantly spread. At the same time, a voice appeared in Luan's mind. Ding, congratulations on completing the achievement mission, Fear of High-Level Undead Power. Global Job Change. Starting with the hidden job, Lord of the Death, Chapter 53 Undead Rainbow Absorption. Achievement Mission. Luan was stunned for a moment. He did not expect to complete an achievement mission at this moment. Previously, he thought that the achievement mission would be given by the system before being completed. However, from the looks of it, he could also trigger a passive mission. As long as he met the requirements of the achievement mission, he would be able to complete it. The fear of high-level undead power. Luan raised his eyebrows and checked. Achievement mission. Fear of high-level undead power completed. This is the first time you've come into contact with a high-level undead power and made it afraid. Reward for completion. 10 skill points, 200 achievement points. Luan did not care much about the 10 skill points and 200 achievement points. The skill, Undead Rainbow Absorption, stunned him. He did not expect to obtain so many rewards after touching Lee Mayer's mother. Undead Rainbow Absorption, exclusive skill, cannot be upgraded. You can absorb the undead power and use it for yourself. You can't absorb the undead power that directly causes damage to you. The level of the undead power you can absorb is related to your strength. The recovery time after using it is related to your physique. Absorb the undead power for his own use. Luan revealed a pleasantly surprised expression. Although this skill might cause him to absorb undead power that can cause damage to him, it was still a divine skill if used well. For example, he could use the Undead Rainbow Absorption to absorb the undead curse on Lee Mayer's mother in front of him and then use the power of this undead curse. However, he did not know if it was a one-time use skill or if he could directly obtain a skill. Luan immediately decided to give it a try. At this moment, Maggie could not help but frown when she saw Luan place his hand on her abdomen for a long time. Could this kid be taking advantage of her? Luan, it should be fine now, right? Maggie looked at Luan and shrank back, prepared to pull down her clothes. Luan directly went forward and frowned. Don't move, let me try. Try what? Was he trying to cop a feel? Maggie felt Luan's palm slide on her abdomen and revealed a furious expression. This boy was so handsome, but why was he so inappropriate? He was simply a little pervert. Maggie was about to reprimand him when her body suddenly froze. Then, she lowered her head and looked at her abdomen. All right, her vision was blocked and she could not see his abdomen. Although she could not see his abdomen, Maggie could clearly sense that the accumulated undead power in her abdomen had loosened a little and slowly flowed away. Maggie was instantly excited. After so long, the undead curse power in her abdomen had not wavered at all. Even with the help of a high-level priest, she could only barely suppress this curse power and not let it erupt. They had to suppress it every once in a while. Moreover, suppressing it every time consumed more priest power. Just the cost of hiring a priest was a huge sum. This was when the priest she invited was Li Moqing's colleague and she had received a discount. Moreover, even after suppressing this curse power, it still acted up from time to time, making Maggie want to die every time. Now, some of the curse power had actually disappeared. Although it was only a small portion, it was enough to make Maggie happy. Then, Maggie saw sweat seeping out of Luan's forehead in front of her. He gritted his teeth and looked like he was struggling. Biting her lip, Maggie cursed herself. She was really a petty person. The other party had worked so hard to help her resolve the problem of this curse power, but she was suspecting that the other party had ill intentions. At this moment, Luan was really not in the mood to taste the softness of Maggie's abdomen. After using the Undead Rainbow Absorption, Luan discovered that an extremely dense undead curse power had been absorbed into his body. The power of this undead curse was very powerful. After absorbing a little, Luan felt that his body could not take it anymore. Without hesitation, Luan directly let go of his hand and heaved a sigh of relief. It seemed that it was still wishful thinking for him to use the Undead Rainbow Absorption to absorb the level 60 undead curse power. Luan could sense that the power of the undead curse he had absorbed was dormant in his body. He could easily mobilize it and use it to attack. However, this power was one-off and was not a permanent ability. Although he was somewhat disappointed, this was also normal. Otherwise, this skill would be too abnormal. At the same time, Luan could also sense that the next time he could use the Undead Rainbow Absorption would be in a week. Perhaps it was because the undead curse he absorbed was relatively powerful. Moreover, if he wanted to use the Undead Rainbow Absorption again, he had to first use up the absorbed undead curse power in his body. This was unless his body's strength increased and he could absorb more power with the Undead Rainbow Absorption. Mom, how are you? Luan, do you have a solution? Lee Mayer's voice from outside made Luan return to his senses. Then, Luan saw Maggie looking at him nervously. At this moment, Maggie did not dare to breathe loudly, thinking that Luan was still thinking of a solution for her. Auntie, I'm already done here. Luan looked at Maggie and said. Maggie was stunned for a moment before her voice became sharp. It's over. It was not easy for her to have hope, but now he was telling her that it was over. So soon, Luan explained, Auntie, the undead curse on your body is really too powerful. I can only remove a little at a time and can't completely remove it. Of course, it's also because I'm too weak now. Out of habit, Luan did not say that he could absorb this curse power. He only said that he could remove it. Maggie hurriedly said, You're not weak at all. You're really awesome. I've endured so many years of torture. Now, I'm finally able to relax a little. This is already very good. At this moment, Lee Mayer arrived at the door and said excitedly, Mom, is that true? Does Luan really have a way to undo this undead curse? Luan shook his head and said, I can't remove it. I can only remove a little of the power of the undead curse. Moreover, I still have to wait for half a month before I can remove it again. Luan did not plan to waste the power of the undead curse he had absorbed. He should be able to use it in half a month. This is already very good. My God, I didn't expect you to really have a solution. This is really too good. Lee Mayer's eyes were red as she hugged Luan excitedly. Luan's body froze slightly as he felt Lee Mayer's warm body and felt a headache. Global job change. Starting with the hidden job, Lord of the Death, Chapter 54 Lu Fengyan's invitation. Lee Mayer was really too excited. After so long, she finally had a solution to the undead curse that had been troubling her mother. Although he could only clear a little in half a month, it was already extremely good news for Lee Mayer. This made her somewhat unable to help herself. However, she quickly reacted and let go of Luan. Her face was slightly red as she said, I'm sorry, Luan. I was really too excited. Luan smiled and did not say anything. Since my method is useful against this curse, I'll come back in half a month. Luan looked at Lee Mayer and Maggie and said. He was also craving Maggie's body. What he meant was that he was craving the undead curse power on Maggie. Lee Mayer was still very excited. Thank you so much, Luan. Wait for a moment. I'll transfer 90 million energy coins to you now. At this moment, since Luan was able to fulfill Lee Mayer's conditions on the school forum, then she just had to give the reward to him. There's no need. We're all classmates. Luan waved his hand when he saw this. It was not that he was trying to act cool, but he had already completed the achievement mission on Lee Mayer's mother and obtained the skill points as well as the undead rainbow absorption skill. He could also absorb the undead curse power on her for his own use. It felt somewhat inappropriate to ask for more money. At the side, Maggie said, Luan, you have to accept this money. Perhaps to you, it just so happens that you have a way to deal with this curse power and it didn't take much effort. However, to me, this is a huge matter. This 90 million is a token of our appreciation. Please accept it. Lee Mayer also nodded like a chick pecking at rice and said, That's right. Luan, just accept it. Luan was still somewhat hesitant. Maggie smiled and said, Luan, if you don't accept the money, how can I guarantee that you won't use your full strength to treat me in the future? It's more reassuring this way. Just accept it. Hearing Maggie's words, Luan could only nod and say, In that case, you can pay me after I completely eliminate the power of this undead curse. Lee Mayer was about to say something when Maggie stopped her. Alright, since student Luan has said so, it's decided. Mayer, accompany student Luan for a while. I'll go buy some vegetables and cook to thank student Luan. With that said, Maggie swayed her plump body and left the room. Luan had just opened his mouth when Lee Mayer pulled him to the sofa. Shaking his head, Luan could only chat with Lee Mayer as he waited for Maggie to return. Soon, Maggie returned and prepared a table full of dishes. It had to be said that Maggie's culinary skills were really good. Luan finished 3 bowls of rice in a row. Maggie was also very happy. She took out her precious fruit wine and drank with Luan. However, after 3 glasses of wine, Maggie was somewhat drunk and her movements became somewhat bold. After drinking 3 more glasses, Maggie directly leaned on the table. Lee Mayer said somewhat awkwardly, "Luan, don't mind her. My mother's alcohol tolerance is always like this. She's even addicted to food." As she spoke, Lee Mayer helped Maggie to the bedroom to rest. After the meal, Luan left Lee Mayer's house. She stayed at home to take care of her mother, Maggie. In half a month, he would come here again to absorb the undead curse power in Maggie's body. After returning to the school, Luan returned to the dormitory to complete his mission for the day. Then, he took a shower and rested briefly. In the evening, Luan wandered around the school to familiarize himself with the environment. At this moment, Luan's phone rang. He picked it up and saw that it was an unknown number. After answering, an unfamiliar voice sounded. "Hello, is this Junior Luan? I'm Lu Fengyan, the one who posted about forming a team to find the sword pill. Junior Luan, are you interested in chatting?" Luan raised his eyebrows. At that time, after memorizing the other party's contact information, he also sent his contact information to the other party in private. He did not expect the other party to really call him. "Sure, I'm in school now. Senior, are you also in school?" Luan replied. "I'm at the school's Star Source Cafe. I'm in House 3. Come directly." Lu Fengyan's voice sounded. Luan agreed. Luan took out his phone and checked the location of the Star Source Cafe before rushing over. Soon, Luan arrived at the Star Source Cafe and pushed the door open to enter House 3. After knocking on the door, the person inside opened and a young man with a scar on his face appeared in front of Luan. "Are you Junior Luan? I'm Lu Fengyan. Come in quickly." Lu Fengyan looked at Luan and smiled. Luan nodded and walked in. There was another person in the room. It was a tall woman in a pitch-black leather coat. She had a dagger stuck in her waist and was sizing Luan up. These were the second and third year seniors. They had already experienced the wilderness many times and had a murderous aura. After sitting down, Lu Fengyan looked at Luan and asked, "Luan, do you know that we have to go to the wilderness to obtain the sword pill as a team?" To be honest, Lu Fengyan did not care when he first saw Luan's message. He would not bring a new student into the wilderness. That was simply no different from bringing a burden. However, after understanding that Luan was ranked 3rd among the new students and had exposed the hidden profession of the undead monarch today, Lu Fengyan changed his attitude. After seeing the battle between Luan and Xia Yunbing posted on the forum in the afternoon, Lu Fengyan directly chose to contact Luan. This Luan's combat strength was very high. Moreover, he needed someone with the undead power to go with him. He originally wanted to find a necromancer, but there were very few necromancers in the school. Moreover, they were all busy, so Luan became the best candidate. Luan nodded. "I understand the danger in the real world. Don't worry, I won't become a burden to you." If he wanted to go to the wilderness, he would buy some life-saving items that could at least ensure his safety. Lu Fengyan smiled and said, "That's for the best. If we encounter danger in the wilderness, we have to rescue each other while ensuring our safety. However, in the situation where we can't even take care of ourselves, we still have to prioritize protecting ourselves." This had to be discussed in advance. Moreover, Luan had to notarize the matter at the school's notary office. Otherwise, if anything happened, he would have to bear the responsibility. Lu Fengyan then said, "Then, if we can only give you 10% of the profits after obtaining the sword pill, do you have any objections?" Luan shook his head. "I don't need 10% of the profits. If we really obtain the sword pill, I hope to be able to buy this sword pill. Don't worry, I'll buy it at 20% higher than the market price. Moreover, I can buy it with credits." Global job change. Starting with the hidden job, Lord of the Death, Chapter 55 School's Secret Realm. When Lu Fengyan heard Luan's words, before he could speak, the woman beside him directly said, "All right, if Junior Luan is willing to pay with credits, the sword pill will naturally be sold to you first." How could energy coins be compared to credits? The first time special students received resources, they would receive credits. She naturally did not want to miss this opportunity to obtain credits. Lu Fengyan also nodded. "Of course. However, we'll directly deduct the 10% fees from the price. We won't take advantage of you. However, there's something you need to know, student Luan. It's possible for you to obtain a sword pill from this operation, but it's also possible that you'll end up empty-handed. You have to be mentally prepared. Lu Yan nodded. He naturally understood this. Seeing Lu Yan nod, Lu Fengyan continued, since there's no problem on your side, I'll tell you the details. The search for the sword pill this time is based on a file I exchanged for with my credits in the school's treasure vault. It records the destruction of a sword technique team in the school. According to the records, that sword team has a level 30 sword master and 4 second-year sword students. Our goal is that sword master. He might have condensed a sword pill before he died. It should at least be a mid-grade sword pill. That location is not bad either. It's not far from the wilderness in the southeast direction of the school. It's not deep into the wilderness, so the danger factor is not too high. 1. I'll be leading the team this time. There's also the third-year senior Zhang Li beside me. There are also 3 second-year students. It shouldn't be a problem. If not for the fact that the price of the sword pill had skyrocketed, Lu Fengyan would not have formed such a team to search for the sword pill. Lu Yan frowned. Since that sword Dao team was wiped out there, it means that there should be a lot of danger there, right? Those people definitely made many life-saving preparations before entering the wilderness. But even a team led by a level 30 sword master had been wiped out. It was definitely very dangerous there. Lu Fengyan smiled when he heard this and said, Junior Lu Yan, you don't have to worry about that. After the wipeout happened, the school cleaned up that area immediately and destroyed the entire team of undead knights. However, their corpses were not found at that time, so they were kept in the file. Lu Yan nodded. If that was the case, it would be fine. When are we leaving? Lu Yan looked at Lu Fengyan and asked. Lu Fengyan pondered for a moment. We should be leaving in a week. I'll inform you then. By the way, if you're free in the next few days, you can go to the school's secret realm to increase your level. Most of the demon beasts in that area are level 15 to 20. It's naturally best if your level is higher. Secret realm. The school also has a secret realm. Lu Yan looked at Lu Fengyan and said in surprise. He had never heard of a secret realm in the school before. Li Moqing and the senior sister who brought him to the dormitory had not mentioned this matter. Lu Fengyan was stunned for a moment. Of course, every university has a secret realm. However, our Golden Corner Academy encourages students to level up in the real world because the school leaders think that improvements are most effective when your life is at stake. Therefore, every student of the Golden Corner Academy can only enter the secret realm 3 times. You don't have to be afraid of death in the secret realm and you can increase your strength without worry in there. It's the best way for new students to increase their level in the early stages. Most students will use the secret realm when they first enter the school to increase their level and strength. Lu Yan nodded. If there was a secret realm, he could go and take a look. After all, his level was still a bit low for him to be going into the wilderness, although his combat strength was very abnormal. Alright, that's all for today. I wish us a happy cooperation in advance. I'll inform you when we take action. Lu Fengyan and Zhang Li stood up and shook Lu Yan's hand with a smile before leaving. After finishing the coffee in front of him, Lu Yan also walked out of the cafe. Thinking of the secret realm Lu Fengyan had mentioned just now, Lu Yan asked the surrounding seniors and headed towards the secret realm. The secret realm of the Golden Corner Academy was on the first floor of the stadium. It was still relatively far from Lu Yan's location. Lu Yan directly rode the teleportation formation over. After arriving at the stadium, Lu Yan directly arrived at the hall on the first floor. After searching for a long time, he finally found the location of the secret realm. On the one hand, the stadium was really too big. On the other hand, the room where the secret realm was located was not big. After all, it was only a few bronze mirrors and could not take up much space. Inside, a senior and a teacher were in charge. After learning that Lu Yan was a new student, the teacher inside got the senior to introduce some secret realms to Lu Yan. There were only 3 secret realms here. One was level 10 to 20, one was level 20 to 30, and the other was level 30 to 40. Every new student had 3 chances to enter the secret realm. Every secret realm also had a difficult choice. The harder it was, the more level up power they could obtain. From the seniors and teachers, Lu Yan learned that generally speaking, most new students would use the secret realm once to increase their level. Then, they would use the other 2 times when their strength was no longer obvious to enter the secret realm and use the secret realm to help them break through the bottleneck. Usually, they would use the secret realm for level 20 to 30. Most of the time, they would spend their last chance of entering the secret realm on the eve of graduation. They would use the secret realm for level 30 to 40 to challenge themselves and increase their strength one last time before leaving school. Luan pondered for a moment and decided to enter the secret realm to increase his level the day before he entered the wilderness. During this period of time, he could increase his 4 attributes through the daily missions to increase his speed of clearing the level. This was because he wanted to choose a nightmare level secret realm for level 10 to 20. The reason why he wanted to choose the nightmare level was because there was more level up power in the nightmare level. Moreover, there was also a clearing ranking in the secret realm. The top 10 would be rewarded with credits. The first place credit reward of the nightmare level was the highest. The first place of the nightmare level for level 10 to 20 would be able to receive 800 credit points. This could be considered a higher reward. After such a long time, the time needed to get first place had already been compressed to a very short amount. If Luan wanted to obtain first place, he had to be prepared. After making a decision, Luan left the stadium and walked around the campus briefly before returning to the small mountain where his dormitory was. At 9 in the evening, Luan walked up the small mountain. When he reached house 7, the door suddenly opened. Lee Mayer, who was wearing pajamas, stood at the door and looked at Luan with a smile. Luan, I've finally waited for you to return. Come quickly. My mother asked me to give you something. Please like and subscribe.